Alright, let's talk about the wildest, messiest, and honestly funniest question Resident Evil Requiem has accidentally made canon adjacent. Is Leon S. Kennedy married? And if that ring really means what it looks like it means, who is the lucky gal? Or guy? Because according to multiple fan spotters, this is not just some blink and you miss it, maybe it's lighting thing. People have noticed what looks like a wedding ring on Leon's finger in cutscenes, and in concept art, you can get an even clearer look. That one tiny detail has basically detonated the fandom. So let's take a look at the big theories, plus the meme ones, and what each camp is hanging their whole soul on. First up, the ring itself, and why people think it actually matters. One of the strongest points is the concept art showing Leon's hands before and after the dormant T-virus situation starts getting worse. The implication fans are drawing is simple. Leon had the ring on. Things got bad. He removed it, maybe because of the gloves, or swelling, injuries, infection, or just being in full survival mode. Then later, after using Elpis to cure himself, there's a moment where he removes his gloves and appears to put something back on his finger. If that something is the ring, then this isn't random fashion. It's a deliberate character beat. Like, the world is saved, and Leon's first emotional reflex is, I need that back on my hand. Now let's get to the identity theories. Ada Wong. This is the heavyweight champ of the discussion, and it's not hard to see why. Leon and Ada have history stacked on history. Their dynamic has been built across multiple games, and it's always been that mix of chemistry, mistrust, and we are absolutely not done with each other. Team Ada's argument is basically, if Capcom ever makes Leon married to anyone from the existing cast, Ada is the one whose relationship already has the romantic tension baked in. I mean, let's point to something important. Requiem is set decades after we last spent serious time with Leon in the modern timeline. That time gap is a giant blank canvas for Capcom. If Leon and Ada ever stopped playing cat and mouse and actually tried to make it work, it would happen in that missing stretch. The "they kissed once" thing gets brought up too, and fans treat it like evidence in court. Like, Your Honor, the kiss happened. Let the record show that the vibe is there. And if you want the most fan-brain version of this theory, people are imagining what Leon and Ada look like when they're not dodging bioterror cults. Just them trying to be normal for 5 minutes. That's basically what this theory runs on. That the chaos finally cooled down enough for them to choose each other. Claire Redfield. This one is fascinating because it's less about explicit romance and more about the idea of compatibility. Team Claire tends to argue that Ada and Leon can be toxic, or at least unstable, and Claire fits Leon's moral center better. Claire is seen as kinder, steadier, and aligned with Leon's sense of justice. One of the theories is that if Leon is married to Claire, it could explain him being extra chummy about Chris in a certain moment involving Sherry asking about Leon's whereabouts. Basically, the logic is, if Claire is in Leon's life in a serious way, then Chris becomes family adjacent. So Leon being friendly about Chris reads differently. But there's also some pushback. Some people feel Leon and Claire are more like platonic partners in bioterrorism, which is the most Resident Evil phrase imaginable. The argument there is that their bond is real, but it's not romantic. It's, we survived hell together, close. So Claire is either the perfect grounded match, or the ultimate best friend energy that fans are trying to romance into existence. Ingrid Hunnigan. This one is a sleeper pick, but it makes sense the moment you think about it. Hunnigan is one of the few people who has consistently been in Leon's professional orbit. She's been his mission contact, his lifeline, the voice in his ear when everything goes sideways. Fans who like this theory tend to love the idea of a relationship that grows out of trust, shared experiences, and years of working together. Also, compared to Ada and Claire, Hunnigan is way less shipping war and way more quietly plausible. If Capcom wanted to surprise everyone while still using an established character, she's a strong candidate. A totally new character, This is the one that makes some fans groan and others shrug and go, yeah, that's possible. The idea is that Leon could be married to a civilian or a brand new character we've never met, because decades have passed. He has had a life off-screen. He could have settled down away from the core cast. But the reason people dislike this theory is also obvious. It can feel like a slap to years of character dynamics and fan investment. If you've spent multiple games building chemistry with Ada, deep trust with Claire, and constant proximity with Hunnigan, then random new spouse can feel like Capcom dodging payoff. Still, from a storytelling perspective, it's totally something that they could do, especially if they want Leon's personal life to be a separate lane from all the legacy relationships. Claire Redfield. Okay, this one is mostly a meme, but it has become big enough that it counts as a real fandom force. People are joking, we all know it's Chris. Capcom won't say it outright, but you'll play Chris in DLC and see an identical ring on his hand. Now, do I think Capcom is actually going to canonize Leon and Chris as a married couple? Almost definitely not. But the reason this meme has legs is because it's hilarious. It's easy, and the fandom loves a power couple joke. Also, the idea of matching rings being revealed in DLC is such a perfect "the internet would explode" moment that fans are going to keep pushing it forever. So even if it's not real, it is part of the conversation now. The joke theories, including Luis. This is where the internet goes full chaos gremlin. One of the funniest bits of another joke theory is that Leon married zombie Luis Serra and keeps him in a shed like Shaun of the Dead. It's clearly not meant to be taken seriously, but it shows how the fandom is processing the ring reveal. Half detective work, half comedy coping. And honestly, when a character like Leon is involved, people are going to turn it into a thirst meme factory no matter what Capcom does. So where does that leave us? The ring appears in enough places, especially concept art, that fans feel confident it's intentional. The game also seems to avoid directly mentioning key women like Ada and Claire, which makes people think Capcom is deliberately keeping the door open for speculation. If Capcom ever confirms it, Ada is the most obvious dramatic answer, Claire is the healthy match answer, Hunnigan is the quietly plausible answer, a new character is the wildcard answer. Chris is the meme answer that will never die. Now, I want you to tell me which camp you're in. Are you Team Ada, Team Claire, Team Hunnigan, or Team Capcom is trolling us all and will never say it out loud?